Welcome back. What a week as the dust settled on the biggest shock in X Factor history. It was incredible. Could Chris go on to win this year? Have Rylan and Gary kissed and made up after their on-air row? And is Louis scared of Talisa?
I think he is a bit, don't you? No, in just a moment, our X Factor news exclusive, our man in the know, Kian, is here with all the lowdown on this lot.
Ella. You're the one that I want. You are the one I want.
It is ridiculous, this situation. Everybody was at Twitter went mad.
It's an atmosphere that I've never quite experienced before in the studio.
You shouldn't be
You
here.
shouldn't be here.
Ella should be in the final. She's like a sister. I feel so guilty.
Once upon a time, there was light in my life, but now there's only
The fourth and final act, definitely returning next week, is Christopher.
Well, that's certainly a crazy week, huh?
Crazy week.
Indeed.
People still talking about it.
Listen, and so we should be. You know, I was actually in the studio last week. I went to see the show, and you know, when the bottom two were called out, there was such a weird silence in the audience. I mean, I've been at the X Factor loads of times. I've never felt anything like that, and it was quite an interesting thing that happened there, I think, because. And I liked that they took it to deadlock. I think that was important that they did that, because then it showed the true vote and the true result. But, yeah, Ella just didn't seem to be getting the votes.
So why do you think... Why? See, my personal theory is that a lot of young girls vote for X Factor and they vote for boys and guys that they fancy, and why would they vote for a young girl? Or people thought she was safe?
I think people did think she was safe, but also on top of that, I think with Ella, she started off extremely strong, and her game never really rose massively from there. She just stayed the whole way throughout the show as a very, very good singer. Whereas we did see other people coming up and getting better and better and better. So I think there's a little bit of that situation going on there as well.
Also, saying who's been getting better is Rylan, you know, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely.
Whether you're a fan of his or not. And also, by the way...
But do you think his singing has got better, or he's just performing better?
This is a perfect example. Talisa, who's been, you know, kicking off, saying, oh, this is an outrage. What she can't forget is 2 weeks ago, only 2 weeks ago, she saved Rylan.
Yeah. She sure
can't
did.
Really argue
against
the case.
Kai. So
exactly.
You know, look, I think there's a huge thing with Rylan that we're all missing, is that he's an entertainer. He's not necessarily a singer, he's an entertainer, and that's something that we all enjoy to watch. But getting on to the singers, astonishingly, what it looks like now is that Chris is topping the poll every week, and it looks like Chris could actually win this show. And, you know, again, we're back on the controversy of it. You know, Simon Cowell is going, he won't sell records, but should we be listening to the public? Louis is saying he's going to do everything in his power to stop him from winning. You know, Gary is obviously standing up for him. Gary is the only... Christopher's the only
Gary's kind of
act.
got to stand up for him, really,
he does, but, you know, Gary is also saying, listen, you know, people are ringing in for Christopher, so therefore, why wouldn't they buy his records?
Who do you think would buy them?
Oh, I don't know. I think he's kind of the older generation's kind of type of singer, you know. But the other contestants are still saying that he's a fake. They have a nickname for him called the Shake and Fake, which is apparently, you know, these shakes turn on when he comes on camera. But we actually have him on Skype, so we're going to talk to him on Skype and actually speak to him about all this ourselves. Hi, Christopher.
There he is. Morning, Christopher.
Christopher, the backlash continues. I have to say, fair play to you. Week in, week out, you come on the show and, you know, after all the stuff that's been thrown at you, you're still standing strong. How are you feeling about it all at this stage?
You know, it's, you know, all of the people that are supporting me and giving me the support, you know, throughout, you know, that's what's getting me through this competition. You know, it's really difficult time. It's been really difficult for me, but the love and support that I'm getting from, like, the public that are supporting me is unbelievable, and so just can't thank them enough, Kian.
How did you feel last week, Chris, when Ella went? How shocked were you?
I was very, very shocked. It just goes, you know, obviously goes to show people, you know, that, you know, people are not, you know, picking up the phone and stuff. But it was bittersweet, you know. I was really happy that I got through, but I also felt for Ella as well. I mean, does
that make it hard for you to celebrate, because you've got this feeling that people don't really want you there?
Absolutely.
And yet they're voting for you, so clearly they do.
Well, no, I mean, obviously, if they didn't want me there, they wouldn't be voting for me. So, you know, clearly, that they are picking up the phone and voting.
Christopher, one question I have for you, and I suppose everybody at home is probably asking this question: do you think you deserve to win the show?
I deserve to be here. I mean, I've worked. I'm probably, one of the hardest contestants that work, through, every day, day in, day out. And I'm working so hard, just to make myself better. So, I think, obviously, because I was the wild card, the public voted me in.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it just for myself as well. I'm doing it for the public that voted me in. I'm staying true to me and true to the public that voted.
Well, listen, thanks very much, Christopher. Best of luck this weekend. We hope it goes really well for you.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
So, with Ella gone, who is Bookie's favourite
Well,
now?
Bookie's favourite is still Jermaine. Jermaine is big in there. And then second to him is actually our other bottom two person last week, which is James Arthur. Now, nobody who's ever been in the bottom two has ever won this show. So that's a really interesting thing. So if you're a James Arthur fan, this is the time to change that.
I put on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, what is it about James Arthur? Because personally, for me, I don't get it.
Don't you? I get the music.
Really?
Yeah,
See, I know, and everyone I say that to has got the opinion of, oh no, I like
I think he's an emotional singer, and that's what comes across.
He's very different, isn't he? He's not. He's hard to place, actually.
He is very hard to place.
Yeah, I love his voice.
He's very contemporary as well. I think he's probably the most contemporary kind of artist that we've had on the show. Whereas Jermaine is very kind of like, old school singer, he can sing any song, very, very well. And I think that's why Jermaine is tipped to win. And,
well, I know James's mum has been getting on Twitter, hasn't she? And saying to everyone, come on, I need your vote.
She's on Twitter. She's got street teams, which are people, going around, the high streets of England, handing out flyers. Make sure you vote for James. Fair play to her. I mean,
Just very quickly, what's the theme this weekend?
The theme, we have ABBA and we have Motown. So it's a mix of ABBA and Motown. This is the first week that we're going to see all contestants singing 2 songs.
2 songs.
It's going to be a good one.
Great.
Feel good.
It will be a good weekend ahead.
But we'll hear all about it on Monday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let's go over to Matt and find out what you're talking about.